Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys a different type of video today, and it's not really different. It's still a review of sorts, but it's a review of something different. I'm not going to be doing a typical WWE review. This is technically WWE, but this is different from WWE. So, a few months ago, WWE, it was about the springtime. Spring, end of going into the summertime, WWE started airing these videos out on Southpaw Regional Wrestling. I guess this was what this was supposed to be, from what, because I've seen a couple of episodes, is this was WWE's version of wrestling in the South, and they do it in a very stereotypical type of way, which I'll talk about when I review this episode even more. This is supposed to have taken place, that like these were filmed back in the 70s, and WWE kind of wanted you to believe that. Now, that kind of sounds crappy because obviously it's WWE style comedy. You wouldn't really think it's anything good, but I'm gonna give this a chance. I'm gonna watch season 1, and if I like season 1 enough, I will continue reviewing this show. I kind of want to see what this is about. People have told me that this is good, so I want to see what this is, and I want to see, I want to see if I'm going to like this. So I'm going to go watch it now. Now, I want to mention that I'm not going to be reviewing it this way, where I edit the video every time. I'm just going to do one take of it, but I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a background information on it. I don't really know exactly why WWE decided to do this. I think this was just something that WWE said, hey, let's try this out, like they do with certain TV shows, and this one just happened to work. So I think that's what happened. So let's kind of see what this show is all about. Okay, so I just went and watched the episode, and I'm going to kind of give my review for it. So this episode was published on March 17th, 2017, and I'm going to kind of go over what happened and then give my thoughts on it. It opens up with Tex Ferguson, and he talks about how he came to Southpaw Regional Wrestling with his buddy Chad Too Bad, but he claims that he's not really his buddy. He says that he's much better than Chad Too Bad. He's got a better chiropractor, or whatever it's called. He's got a better boots than he does, and he's got better looks than he does. And it even shows Chad Too Bad sneak up and like he was in a television booth. And then it opens right up. We meet the the commentary team for this show. It was Chet Cheddarfield and Lance Caterman. I think that's how you say that. And Chad Cheddarfield just looked like he was kind of drunk, like he was supposed to be, which I think was the joke. And he doesn't really speak all that much. And Chad Cheddarfield Lance Caterman just does all the talking, and he just kind of announces everything that's going to happen on the show. Then he brings us backstage to a interview with the Southpaw Regional Wrestling champion. They even said this took place back in 1989. Like, these were tapes that were filmed, and these are the only last images of Southpaw Regional Wrestling. So, we see that Clint Bobsky interviews the Southpaw Regional Wrestling champion John Johnson, and he's with the referee Chip Henderson, and Chip Henderson tells him that he left his title in the locker room, and he says that, Bobsky says that you shouldn't be leaving your title in the locker room, and then Johnson says, yeah, sorry, that was my mistake. And he just says it really bland, like he's supposed to be bland. And he talks about, Chip Cheddarson announces, not Chip Cheddarson, Clint Bobsky announces that there's going to be a 20-man battle royal to determine who's going to face him for the Southpaw Regional Wrestling Championship. And he wants to know his comments on it in a bland voice. And he even grabs the mic and Clint Bobs. He's like, you don't need to grab the mic. But then he says that I'm looking forward to the Battle Royal and I think it's going to be a good fight. And then they goes back to Lance Caterman, and Lance Caterman just kind of says that was some riveting stuff from charismatic Southpaw Regional Wrestling Champion. And then he gets word that he has to go back to the interview. So Clint Bobski is just throwing a fit, talking about how he grabbed his microphone and saying that John Johnson needs to get more charismatic on the mic. And he just throws a fit, and he goes to and he curses at him, and Lance Caterman talks about how the only reason that Clint Bobski has a job is because his uncle owns Southpaw Regional Wrestling. So he wants Lance asks Chet's thoughts on Chet's thoughts on the champion John Johnson, and he goes to call him a piece of shit. But then it cuts to saying that there has been technical difficulties, and then it comes back, and Lance Caterman announces that that Chad Too Bad's about to cut a promo, and Chad Too Bad talks about how Tegs Ferguson really wasn't his friend all along, and he says that you may have got everything better than me, but I'm still the better looking one, and tonight in the ring I'm going to show you why I've always been the better one out of our friendship. And then it goes to commercial, which it's Ric Flair, and he's pretty much promoted KFC, and then it goes to impressive pelvis Wesley, which obviously is, if you don't know that, you obviously should, is a Elvis Wesley impression. And he pretty much tells everyone to buy a t-shirt, and when it goes to commercial, it says that weird t-shirts could cause windworm, but then the show goes off the air after Lance Caterman and Ched Cheddarfield announced that the show's over, and that was the show. And overall, this was actually some pretty funny stuff here. I thought this was pretty funny. This was actually some fun stuff, and I thought the WWE has put a lot of work into this. They even make it look like that this was actually filmed back in the 80s with the way the production looks and stuff. And I think that's actually some pretty good stuff. I wish WWE would put more interest into actually doing their own stuff, but this was fun here. I think the WWE kind of went out of the box, and I enjoyed this. If I had to give this a 1 out of 10, I thought this was good, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought this was fun. It wasn't really supposed to be great. And I thought this was fun, though. It's a fun way to be a wrestling fan. So overall, I thought it was fun. Now let me kind of go over the actors who played who here. Tegs Ferguson was played by Luke Gallows. Chad Too Bad was played by Carl Anderson, so you could kind of see where the tie-in was, saying that they were best friends since Gallows and Anderson are a tag team in real life. Chet Cheddarfield was played by Fandango. I thought Fandango nailed that role. Lance Caterman was played by John Cena. I thought John Cena actually did a pretty good job in this role. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is true, so don't quote me on this, but John Johnson was played by Simon Gosh, and Clint Bobski was played by Chris Jericho. That I know is true. Chris Jericho did a very good job in this role, as he does in every role that he's given in WWE. And I like the tie-in that they brought up his uncle, saying that that's the only reason he was hired. Something has to tell me that has to do with something when it came to hockey, so I thought that was funny. And Chip Henderson was played by Aiden English. That one I'm not exactly sure if it's correct either. I just looked like Aiden English to me, so... And impressive pelvis Wesley was played by Heath Slater. I thought Heath Slater did a very good job in this role. Heath Slater always does good in every role he's given. And he's got kids, damn it. And it makes sense, actually, for him to kind of be involved since he's from Virginia and stuff. So, yeah, I thought that was well done. And like I said, overall, I thought this was a well done episode. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to try to record as many of these as I can up until I catch up to Season 2. This is going to be pretty much a time where I just want to get a video up and don't really feel like putting a whole lot of work into it. Or if I just have some time in between videos, or if I'm doing homework. Today I just happened to be doing homework and I didn't really feel like doing a whole lot of videos, so that's kind of why I did this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content, and click on the bell so that way every time you upload a video, you guys will get the notification for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM brothers. I know when they're talking into YouTube channels, and that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.